You're like, it's an artifact! It's Kara Dixon, and today I am joined with Gayle Johnson, and we are at her home in Virginia Beach. Now, Gayle, can you tell me what you're running for?
I am running for the House of Delegates in District 82. Who am I? Well, my dad was an engineer. He taught me to think like an engineer, and I went to Oberlin and became a professional musician. So I have a creative, very strong creative side. I performed as a professional harpsichordist for 25 years. And the other side is my engineering gene from my dad. So I have the right brain, the left brain, both equally developed. And I think that makes me a real good problem solver. It makes me a good person to find consensus. I listen to both sides of an argument and find the common ground and bring people together. So not everyone has that balance that I bring to the table. Hallway used to be so dark before I remodeled. This was just... Well, actually the whole house is designed for aging in place. Wheelchairs can go through every door. So you have a curbless shower, so you could roll a wheelchair in here. Of course, grab bars. I decided to run because I'm very concerned about the climate crisis, and we need to do something now. The climate scientists are saying if we don't do something, sea level rise will be 6 feet by 2100. We need, and our engineers, our city engineers, have a plan for 3 feet. So we need to do something now. Net zero energy means that you create as much energy as you're going to use in the course of a year. So during the summer, when you've got long days and you're producing a lot of energy, so you get a credit. And then in the winter, when the days are shorter and you're not making as much, then you use that credit up. And so net zero means in the course of a year, you're producing as much as you use.
What does your Dominion bill look like? Is it non-existent?
$7 and something cents, so like 96 cents, $8 basically. No.
Your dog's name's Loki?
Loki and Nala. But it's the Dutch word, which means cute and sweet. Would you please let the dog turn around? Shh.
What is the biggest issue the Commonwealth is facing?
I would say it's probably the same everywhere, but here in my district, we know that it is the biggest issue, and it's the recurrent flooding and sea level rise. Because enough people have experienced the flooding on a regular basis that they know that they're aware. It's not just some thing in the future that's going to happen to somebody, maybe it's happening to us now. So, you know, we have the ocean on the east, the bay on the north, the Lynnhaven River on the west, and then in the south edge of my district is the Bow Creek floodplain. So it's a major issue.
All right. Second question is, if you're elected, what do you hope to get accomplished?
Well, first thing, I would like to do everything that we can to lower carbon emissions, because that is going to slow down sea level rise, which is making the flooding worse and making the storms worse. So simple things like tax incentives for people to build more like my house has been built. My house is built to what green builders hope will be the standard by 2030. So by 2030, every house should be net zero capable. We can do on an individual level. Even something simple like refusing to use a plastic straw in a restaurant, so that the restaurants will realize that we really maybe should buy something else. And so demands like that, making sure consumers can make these demands that will make things happen. So I know people who take Tupperware containers when they go to a restaurant. During pollen season, the pollen that falls down, it comes in and it falls down here and it doesn't get on your furniture. So you can have windows open and the pollen doesn't get in.
Yeah.
So it's really.
But I don't. It's a nice bed. I just want to take a nap. Is your favorite home cooked meal?
My favorite
Home cooked meal.
Thai food. I love Thai food. I was a strict vegetarian for a while, and when I started adding meat back in, it was nice to the Eastern cuisines, especially use little pieces of meat. It's not like a big chunk of meat, and so I like the Eastern cuisines, but I particularly like Thai.
When you were growing up, what did you think you were going to be, or what did you want to be?
I guess I always assumed I would be a musician because I taught myself to play Frere Jacques in canon when I was 5, and so I started piano lessons. In that time, doing piano lessons when you're 5 years old was not heard of. Now it's normal, but when I was growing up, that was really, really unusual. And so it was always assumed I would be a musician.
And the last question is, if you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why?
Claudio Monteverdi. Claudio Monteverdi was this incredible composer who took the ideas from the Renaissance, and in the late 1580s to 1600, 1610, Monteverdi was this incredible genius, and his music is just stunning, and it's so powerful. And so he took these new ideas and he created what became Baroque music. But if we don't start dealing with the climate crisis now, we're going to run out of time, and then it's going to be even worse.